Here's a thought for you. If you aren't afraid, you aren't actually being brave.
It sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it?
It really does. But it seems true courage isn't about having no fear at all. It's about mastering it. We've pulled some of those game-changing insights from Mortimer Adler's essay, Courage, Practical Wisdom that could really transform how you think and act. And just so we're all on the same page, you're experiencing a unique two-host AI conversation. We're powered by Google's Notebook LM, which allows for a deeper, more dynamic analysis of these ideas.
It's a fantastic format for this topic. Our mission here is to explore how courage isn't just, well, for soldiers on a battlefield. Adler frames it as a cardinal virtue.
Which is just a way of saying it's a foundational habit, right?
Exactly. Something absolutely necessary for everyone's happiness and for a flourishing life no matter who you are.
Okay, let's unpack this then. We tend to picture a fearless action hero as the peak of bravery. But this essay argues that's completely wrong.
It is, yes. Adler gets this straight from Aristotle. For Aristotle, courage is a kind of middle ground, a mean between two extremes.
Two extremes.
Right. On one side, you've got cowardice. That's too much fear. It paralyzes you. But on the other side, you have rashness, and that's having too little fear.
So being fearless, that can actually be a bad thing, a vice.
In a way, yes. Rashness is often just ignorance. If you don't actually understand the danger you're in, then running towards it isn't brave.
It's just foolish.
It's just foolish. The courageous person, you see, feels the right amount of fear for the situation, but then chooses to act anyway, all for a greater good.
That distinction really does change everything. It means feeling scared isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually the prerequisite for being brave.
It is.
And here's where it gets really applicable to, well, everyone. Adler shows how this applies to so much more than physical danger. But before we get into how this all connects to your daily life, I want to mention our Mindful Moments YouTube channel. That's where you can find all of our AI analysis, summaries, and critiques. It's content designed to inspire reflection and rational thought.
And that reflection is so important, especially when we see how this idea of courage changed over time. The essay points to Thomas Aquinas, who sort of democratized courage.
Democratized it. I like that framing.
He moved it away from the battlefield and into everyday life. He called it fortitude.
I love the example the essay uses for this, the student.
Yes, it sounds so ordinary, but it fits the definition perfectly.
Think about it. Studying for a final exam is hard. It involves a kind of pain-sustained mental effort, fatigue, giving up things you'd rather be doing.
You endure that hardship for a future good, a degree, new knowledge. That, Adler would argue, is a genuine form of courage.
Right. And it helps clarify the difference between courage and another virtue, temperance.
Precisely. Temperance is about resisting pleasure likes saying no to that extra piece of cake. Courage is the complete opposite motion. It's about willingly accepting a hardship or a pain to achieve a worthy goal.
So temperance is saying no to something that feels good now, and courage is saying yes to something that feels bad now because it leads to something better later.
That's a brilliant way of putting it. And today, this often takes the form of moral courage. Adler touches on what he calls the courage of dissent.
Standing up against the crowd?
Yes. Sometimes standing up for a principle when you're the only one. Well, that requires far more fortitude than any physical fight.
So what does this all boil down to for us? It seems courage is the bridge. It connects knowing what is right with actually doing what is right. Without it, all our other virtues, honesty, justice, kindness, they're just good intentions. Courage is the fuel that makes them real. If you want to explore this more, click the link on screen for the in-depth book, Essential Ideas. Subscribe, share, purchase via the link, and think rationally.
And see the many genre-based book podcasts at Mindful Moments. Nourish your mind on the go.